What if the secret to transforming lonely mornings into something you actually look forward to has nothing to do with finding a partner, moving closer to family, or making any dramatic life changes, but instead lies in 10 simple rituals you can start tomorrow? Today, we're going to explore how one 65-year-old's morning routine completely changed the experience of living alone, from something heavy and isolating into something surprisingly rich and fulfilling. Living alone after 60 often gets painted with a broad brush of loneliness and difficulty, but that's only half the story. Yes, the initial adjustment can feel challenging. Waking up to silence, preparing meals for one, and navigating days without built-in companionship requires a shift in perspective. But here's what nobody talks about enough. With the right approach and intentional habits, solo living at this stage can actually become one of the most peaceful and authentic periods of your entire life. The key lies not in fighting the solitude, but in transforming it through small, meaningful rituals that anchor your day with purpose, connection, and joy. Let's walk through a morning routine that does exactly that. A routine built not on perfection or productivity, but on genuine self-care and contentment. It starts the moment you wake up. And here's the first shift that makes everything different. No alarm clock. Now, I know what you're thinking. Without an alarm, won't you just sleep all day or wake up aimlessly? But consider this. After decades of jumping awake to jarring buzzers, rushing to meet someone else's schedule, your body actually knows when it's rested. Waking naturally, allowing your eyes to open gently as light filters through the curtains, respects your body's rhythms in a way alarm clocks never could. But here's the crucial part that prevents those mornings from sliding into why bother territory. You need a small purpose waiting for you, something simple that makes getting up feel worthwhile. Maybe it's feeding the birds on your porch and watching them gather. Maybe it's knowing that first sip of perfectly brewed coffee is just minutes away. Maybe it's catching the sunrise from your favorite chair. The purpose doesn't need to be grand. It just needs to be yours and genuinely appealing. One woman keeps binoculars by her bed specifically to watch the neighborhood come to life. The dog walkers, the early joggers, the delivery trucks. That 5 minutes of observation connects her to the rhythm of her community before she's even stood up. Another gentleman has a ritual of opening every curtain in his house first thing, letting light flood in as a symbolic way of saying, I'm here, I'm awake, I'm participating in this day. Once you're up, here's where most of us stumble. The phone sits right there on the nightstand, and the temptation to immediately check messages, news, and social media feels almost irresistible. But reaching for your phone first thing is like inviting the entire chaotic world into your peaceful morning before you've even found your own center. Instead, move your body before you engage your mind with screens. This doesn't mean an intense workout. It means gentle stretching while still in bed, reaching your arms overhead, pointing and flexing your feet, rolling your neck slowly. It means standing up and doing a few simple movements, shoulder rolls, gentle twists, maybe walking around your home for a few minutes. Some people step outside briefly, breathing deeply, feeling the morning air regardless of temperature. This physical movement before digital engagement does something remarkable for your mental state. It signals to your brain that you're active, present, and in control rather than reactive and passive. Think of it as putting yourself in maintenance mode, tuning up the body before taking on the day's information and demands. The difference in how you feel even 30 minutes later is substantial. You're calmer, more grounded, less likely to be swept into anxiety or overwhelm by whatever you encounter on that phone when you do eventually check it. Now comes one of the most transformative rituals, the coffee ceremony. Notice I didn't say making coffee. I said the coffee ceremony, because there's a profound difference. Instead of rushing through the motions, grabbing a mug and gulping caffeine while doing 3 other things, slow it down deliberately. Grind the beans if you have whole ones, listening to that distinctive sound. Watch the water heat. If you use a French press or pour-over, observe the bloom as water first hits the grounds. Notice the aroma filling your kitchen. Pour the coffee slowly into your favorite mug. Not just any mug, but the one that feels good in your hands, the one with the perfect weight or the beautiful glaze or the memory attached to it. Maybe you add cream and watch it swirl. Maybe you take it black and appreciate the pure, dark richness. The point is to be fully present for this ordinary act, transforming it into something almost meditative. One man sets his coffee on the porch railing and simply stands there for 5 minutes, doing nothing else, just holding warmth in his hands and watching his neighborhood. A woman sits in the same chair every morning, her grandmother's reading chair, and spends 10 minutes with her coffee before doing anything else. These aren't people with endless free time or unusual circumstances. They've simply recognized that starting the day with this one completely unhurried, sensory-rich ritual sets a tone of calm and self-respect that carries forward. This coffee moment also serves another purpose. It's companionship with yourself, proof that your own company can be enjoyable and sufficient. When you savor something this thoroughly alone, you're practicing contentment in solitude, which is fundamentally different from loneliness. After coffee comes breakfast. And here's where we need to address a common trap of solo living: the tendency to skip meals or eat carelessly because it's just me or it's too much trouble. But your body deserves fuel, regardless of who's watching. And the act of preparing and eating a real breakfast is an act of self-care that reverberates through your entire day. This doesn't mean elaborate cooking every morning. It means something wholesome and satisfying. Oatmeal with fresh fruit and nuts. Eggs prepared the way you genuinely like them. Yogurt with granola and berries. Toast with avocado. The key is sitting down to eat it. Preferably at a table you've set even minimally for yourself, not hunched over the sink or eating from the pan while standing. One woman sets her table each morning with a placemat, cloth napkin, and small vase with whatever's blooming in her yard, even if it's just a sprig of greenery. She says it makes her feel like she's worth the effort, which she absolutely is. Another person meal preps breakfast components on Sunday, so weekday mornings require only assembly, removing the too much trouble barrier while still ensuring nutritious food. The difference between starting your day well-fed versus running on empty or junk food is dramatic. Your energy stabilizes, your mood improves, your ability to handle whatever comes your way increases substantially. You're treating yourself with the care you'd offer a guest, which is exactly the mindset that transforms solo living. While you're moving through these morning rituals, pay attention to what you're hearing. Silence can be peaceful, but constant silence can also feel oppressive, making your home feel empty rather than calm. This is where background music becomes a powerful tool for shifting emotional atmosphere. Instead of turning on morning news programs that often deliver stress and negativity right into your peaceful space, put on music that genuinely lifts your spirits. Create playlists for different moods. Upbeat jazz for mornings when you need energy. Classical music for when you want calm focus. Old favorites from your youth that make you smile or even sing along. World music that adds richness and texture. The genre matters less than how it makes you feel. One gentleman plays big band music every morning and frequently finds himself doing a little dance step while making breakfast. That moment of playfulness and movement, prompted by music he loves, is medicine for the soul. Music makes your home feel alive. It fills space in a way that feels warm rather than intrusive. It can shift your mood almost instantly and provide a sense of companionship without requiring anything from you. Many people living alone report that this simple addition of intentional music changed how their homes felt more than any other single change. As you move through your morning, pay attention to your physical environment. Living alone means you're the only one maintaining your space. And it's easy to let things slide when nobody else is seeing the clutter or the unmade bed. But here's the truth. Your environment directly impacts your mental state. A cluttered, stale space creates a cluttered, heavy feeling internally. A fresh, tidy space creates clarity and calm. This doesn't mean achieving magazine-worthy perfection. It means doing small maintenance tasks that keep energy flowing. Make your bed, even if you're the only one who'll see it. Open windows to let fresh air circulate for even 10 minutes. Do a quick tidy of surfaces, returning things to their homes. These micro-tasks take minimal time but provide outsized returns in how your space feels. One person follows what she calls the one-touch rule, meaning if she's walking past something that needs to be put away, she picks it up and puts it away rather than walking past it multiple times. This prevents accumulation without requiring dedicated cleaning time. Another person does a 10-minute morning reset, moving through rooms quickly to maintain baseline order, finding this actually energizes rather than drains him. Now let's talk about exercising your mind. Your brain, like your body, needs regular challenge to stay sharp and engaged. Build some form of mental stimulation into your morning routine. This might be working a crossword puzzle or Sudoku with your coffee. It might be reading a chapter of something genuinely interesting, not news, but a book that engages your curiosity. It might be learning something new through educational videos or podcasts. One man in his 70s spends 20 minutes each morning learning basic Spanish through an app. Another woman works through art history, lectures online, gradually building knowledge about movements and artists she's always been curious about. These aren't chores, but genuine engagement with learning, keeping your mind flexible and curious. The key is consistency and choosing something you actually enjoy. This daily mental exercise combats the stagnation and foggy thinking that can creep in when days lack structure or challenge. It keeps you feeling vital and growing rather than declining. Here's something crucial that can't be skipped. Daily social connection, even brief. Living alone doesn't mean living isolated, but maintaining connections requires intentional effort. Build some form of human interaction into your morning routine, even if it's small. Call or text a friend or family member. Comment meaningfully on social media posts from people you care about. Chat with the barista at your coffee shop or the clerk at your grocery store. One woman has a rotating schedule of 5 people she texts each weekday morning, just brief check-ins or shared jokes. It takes 5 minutes but keeps those relationships alive and gives her and her friends a sense of being thought about. Another person volunteers once a week at a food bank, ensuring regular face-to-face interaction with both other volunteers and the community. These small touches of connection combat the creeping isolation that can make solo living feel lonely rather than peaceful. They remind you that you're part of a larger web of relationships and community, even if you're not living with anyone. To provide gentle structure without rigidity, consider theming your days. Not elaborate schedules, but simple themes that give each day a loose focus. Maybe Monday is errands and practical tasks. Tuesday is social, reaching out to friends or attending a group activity. Wednesday is creative, time for hobbies or projects. Thursday is learning or mental challenge. Friday is lighter, fun, treating yourself. Saturday is home and self-care. Sunday is reflection and planning. These themes aren't rules but guides that prevent aimlessness while respecting your need for flexibility and autonomy. They give you just enough structure to feel purposefully engaged without the pressure of rigid scheduling. Finally, end your morning routine with a moment of gratitude. Before you fully launch into the day's activities, take 60 seconds to acknowledge something you're genuinely thankful for. Maybe it's simply that you woke up and your body feels reasonably good. Maybe it's the sunshine coming through your window. Maybe it's that phone call with your daughter scheduled for this afternoon, or the book waiting on your nightstand. This isn't about toxic positivity or denying difficulties. It's about training your mind to notice what's working, what's good, what's still here to appreciate. Some people keep gratitude journals, writing down 3 things each morning. Others simply pause with their coffee for a moment of silent acknowledgement. The practice softens your outlook, reduces anxiety, and cultivates contentment with what is, rather than constant dissatisfaction with what isn't. These 10 simple rituals, waking naturally with purpose, moving before screens, savoring coffee as ceremony, eating real breakfast, playing uplifting music, maintaining your space, exercising your mind, connecting socially, theming your days, and practicing gratitude, work together to transform morning solitude from something heavy into something genuinely nourishing. The beauty of this approach is its accessibility. You don't need money, special equipment, or other people's cooperation. You need only intention and consistency. Start with 1 or 2 of these practices that resonate most strongly, establish them as habits, then gradually add others. Within weeks, you'll notice your mornings feel different, lighter, more purposeful, maybe even something you look forward to rather than something to simply get through. Living alone after 60 can absolutely be a rich, peaceful, joyful experience. It requires reimagining your routines, being intentional about what fills your time and space, and treating yourself with the care and attention you deserve. These morning rituals are the foundation. Take what resonates, adapt what needs adjusting, and begin creating mornings that genuinely serve and sustain you. If this resonated with you, share it with someone else who might be navigating solo living. Subscribe for more practical guidance on thriving in your later years. Leave a comment sharing which morning ritual you're going to implement first, or telling us about practices that work for you. Your experiences matter and might be exactly what another person needs to hear. Until next time, embrace the quiet, honor your own company, and remember that contentment comes not from changing your circumstances, but from thoughtfully shaping the small moments that fill your days.